to be played back into midfield. A long-range effort that sails away well wide for a goal kick to Sunderland.
I think they need to get out a lot quicker to close that shot down, especially when they've got the wind behind them as well.
That's another factor, wasn't it? And I'm sure that was in the mind there, that the wind could assist that shot, but it was off target. And here's Jason Steele, whose namesake Luke Steele is on the bench for Bristol City. They're not related in any shape or form. And here's Steele with the goal kick for Sunderland in his white goalkeeping kit. Down the right, in this strong wind, it's got a long way forward, but it's bounced out into touch on the left for a Bristol City throw. 0-0. Their first home defeat last week to Leeds United. Their only away defeat was at Birmingham City in their first away game of the season. Bristol, they've only lost twice this season in all competitions. They're in a fabulous run in the League Cup. Bristol City down the right wing. It's played back here by O'Dowda to Bailey Wright, the Australian right back who was with Simon Grayson at Preston. Oviedo's won it back, plays it back to Steele, who drives this into the wind up to the halfway line, where it's headed on by Pack, back from O'Shea into the Bristol City half, where Nathan Baker, the former Aston Villa defender, gets it upfield, and Kone shanks the ball out into the east stand for a throw to Bristol City. 0-0 still. Better
composure there by Kone, really. He could have even controlled it and played it back to Steele. As I said, he's just shanked that out straight out for a throw-in.
So you've taken quickly again, Bristol City. And down the left, Bryan, the left back, lays it off. It's played back to Pack on the left-hand side, looking for the run of Bryan into the penalty area. He's teeing this up for someone who's shot wide of the left-hand post. I think it was Brownhill it was. His shot, again, a little bit more composure from him, and he would at the very least have tested Jason Steele. But it's 0-0, the players in a pack around the centre circle.
Yeah, it's interesting that when you are playing against the wind as well, you know, as a team, you've got to make sure, yeah, it's going to be difficult at times to get out. You know, sometimes you just got to defend as best you can against the wind, and then hopefully in the second half, that's when hopefully you'll be able to take advantage.
And Dong trying to get through the sea of lilac shirts. He wins it again on the far right side. He's got the ball down to Watmore on the right, pulls it back, wins the corner. First corner of the game for Sunderland over on the right-hand side in the 8th minute. McGeady's coming across to take this. The last time these two sides actually met was here at the Stadium of Light in September of 1998. The game ended 1-1 in this division. McGeady then, with the corner kick from the right-hand side, hangs it up in the air. Ooh. And O'Shea comes back down for O'Shea, and he's put it over the bar.
Corner.
It took a deflection.
His first tap with his head's come back up.
Came back down off Baker, straight back down off Baker to O'Shea, and he put his left foot through it, and it took a deflection up over the bar. And it was an opportunity, just wouldn't quite fall.
Well, they've had 3 or 4 efforts, 2 or 3 of them being on target. Good sign.
So McGeady's come across to the left-hand side now into the penalty area. The ball drops. O'Shea's trying to dig it out again, but the referee's blown for a push and a free kick to Bristol City. 0-0 then here at the Stadium of Light, live on BBC Newcastle. No Newcastle match this weekend. They're away at Burnley on Monday night. We'll have full commentary from Turf Moor with Matthew Raisbeck and John Anderson on BBC Newcastle. We're back with you on Tuesday night here from the Stadium of Light when Bolton Wanderers are the visitors. Here's Fielding with the free kick up onto the head of Gibson. Comes back down here on the right-hand side for Wright to try and clear for Bristol City, down to Oviedo. Flicks it back up towards McGeady. He's done well, he got a shove in the back. He's lost it though to Reed. Reed trying to flick it through into the path of Taylor, but it's come back to goalkeeper Jason Steele. Holds it for the moment. The blustery conditions. 0-0. 10 minutes played at the Stadium of Light. Big kick upfield, hangs in the air, headed on through the centre by Pack, and away again by Kone into the Bristol City half. Bryan heads it out. Joe Bryan, whose sister is a pole vaulter for Great Britain. His father is a cardiac surgeon. Here he is playing left back for Bristol City. Watmore trying to work it through, tapped away by Brownhill, only as far as Ndong. He tried to thread it through for Grabban, but it's cleared by Bristol City. Out to Bobby Reed, Bristol born, West Brom 0, Manchester City 1. And now McGeady, but the whistle's blown in favour of Bristol City. Free kick inside their half, just back behind the centre circle. As we approach the 11th minute of the game, 0-0. On balance over the years, not a huge number of meetings between the two. The balance of wins though goes with Bristol City. 15 times they've beaten Sunderland. Sunderland have beaten Bristol City 12 times. 13 draws as it pans out. There's a throw to Sunderland on the left hand side, a couple of yards up from their own corner flag on the left. Oviedo will take this, looking for Grabban, headed away though by Wright. Drops down on the right touchline, hooked back by Taylor. Oviedo is holding it away from O'Dowda, and he gets it, digs it out, but it goes to Pack. Williams trying to clear, but in the centre, Jamie Patterson trying to get on the end of it at the edge of the penalty area. And now out to McGeady on the left-hand side. And McGeady wins the free kick. Harried and hustled off the ball. Darren Bond deemed it a foul. And Gibson takes it quickly to Ndong on the halfway line, to his left now to Oviedo. And the pass forward comes up off the winger of Dowder into touch for a throw to Sunderland. Oviedo back to John O'Shea. O'Shea looking for the run of Grabban, headed across to Wright and down to Ndong. Now Gibson into the centre circle. Williams shuffling it across now to Watmore, back to Williams on the right hand side of central midfield. Williams taking this forwards now, finding Jones. Jones out to Watmore on the right. Watmore looks up, left foot, tries to cross for Grabban, comes down though to be headed clear by Bailey Wright. Out to Oviedo on the left hand side. He hooks it back to the edge of the penalty area. It's headed away again by Baker, comes down to O'Dowda, looking for Reed, who chests it back down to Taylor, but won by Ndong. And now a foot in from Oviedo to O'Shea, looking for the run of Grabban down the left hand side of the penalty area. And Grabban offside, the flag comes up.
It's a late
tight. West Bromwich Albion 1, Manchester City 1. Rodriguez for West Bromwich Albion. 0-0 here at the Stadium of Light. 13 minutes played.
And the problem is, again, when you're playing with a one striker up front, you've got to have people arriving, getting in the box to support him.
The longer ball played up by Bristol City down this right hand side now. O'Dowda taking this on, dribbling at Brian Oviedo onto his left foot at the back of the penalty area. Cross in, drops here to Jason Steele.
He must have got the shout. But here, you know, you've got Grabban there. You've got to have people to run beyond Grabban.
Well, his kick again up towards Grabban, but it's been headed away. Now drops for Ndong, plays it back to Williams. Williams threads it through to Watmore on the right, back to Jones, inside to Grabban. Grabban now twisting, turns, plays it back to Gibson. Gibson forward to Jones, Jones to Williams. Williams now turning away down the right, tried to go past the defender, went down, but he's not going to get the free kick for that. It was a shimmy effectively off the defender, just sending Williams down. Gibson gets the ball, finds Ndong. Ndong at the edge of the penalty area onto his left. His shot is blocked by Flint. It comes back out to Jones. He plays it inside to Gibson. Back to Kone on the halfway line. Down the right to Jones, looking for Ndong again. Ndong now trying to play it through. It went between Watmore and Grabban and back to Fielding. The Bristol City goalkeeper. 0-0, 15 minutes played, live on BBC Newcastle on this very windy afternoon. Reading 0, Middlesbrough 1. Ledbetter has scored from the penalty spot. And as the ball played across by Flint to Baker, out to Bryan, back to Baker. Unusually the back four are actually in numerical order. 3, 4, 5 and 6.
And there's no 2.
And there's no 2. And here it comes back to Pack, long ball, looking for an offside read, flag up straight away, free kick on the right hand side, and actually technically it's a 5-4-6-3 if you want to be absolutely pedantic. West Bromwich Albion 1, Manchester City 2. Looks like they're just going up and down the pitch and scoring goals at Hawthorns. Fernandinho with the third goal in that game. Players all across on the right hand side as Steele has had to come out and recover the ball. Places it on the right hand side of central midfield for this free kick for Sunderland. And with his right, it floats down towards Watmore, headed away by Joe Bryan, hooked in the air and back into the centre towards O'Dowda, who heads it into the centre circle to Gibson. He lays it off to his left-hand side to Oviedo, and it bounces out for a throw to Bristol City on their right, halfway inside their own half. The throw will be taken by Bailey Wright, the 25-year-old from Melbourne, who was signed by Preston in 2010 from the Victoria Institute of Sport. Free kick now to Sunderland, just inside the Bristol City half on the left-hand side. Ball comes back up to Darren Gibson, places it just forward as the halfway line, left of the centre circle, about halfway between the centre circle and the touchline. Here's Gibson again from Williams. Kone now on the right hand side of the centre circle.
What was that?
Well, what was the pass? Trying to find Jones on the right. Jones had to stretch and slip, and the ball went out for a throw to Bristol City. Watford 0, Stoke City 1. Ball, Darren Fletcher with that goal. The ball comes back to Frank Fielding, the Bristol City keeper, all in fluorescent yellow, away to our left. They were Division 1 runners-up, Bristol City. This is the height of their achievements in 1907. And the champions that year were Newcastle United. Sunderland finished mid-table. Here Bristol at the edge of the Sunderland penalty area, but Taylor robbed by Gibson. Finds Williams. Now it's been lost, picked up by Taylor again into the penalty area, down the right-hand side, lost to Ndong, and Ndong's bringing this out through the middle. He's trying to work it through to Graben. There's a poor pass to Graben, easily cut out by Baker. And now back with Bristol City. Pack back to Flint, looking for Wright down the right wing, and Bailey Wright takes this down in front of Oviedo, taps it back here to O'Dowda, and O'Dowda at the corner of the penalty area, trying to work it through, but plays it out to Wright for the cross, which floats behind for a goal kick. It's stalemate at the moment. It's 0-0. We're in the 19th minute.
And you just think his passing lets him down, doesn't he, Ndong? He does some good work, and then, you know, it's that final pass.
The cutting edge lacked at the moment. Jason Steele places the ball. Players gather in the centre. Steele with the kick drives this powerfully up into the Bristol City half. Baker heads it back down the left wing. Jones wrestles with Bryan on the far side. In the end, as the Bristol City man who digs it out and drives it up to Jason Steele, who takes it on his chest at the edge of his penalty area, rolls it out to Kone, now out to Williams on the right, looking for Watmore, takes it down on his chest, down to his feet, lays it off to Jones. Jones looking for Graben, good ball into the penalty area. Graben lifts it up the keeper, and just over the top. Good opportunity, the best so far of the game, but Graben just couldn't quite keep the ball down.
Excellent ball. He's just couldn't keep it down. Done everything right. Just too much on it. Gone over the bar.
It was an excellent opportunity, did very well, but it remains 0-0. And the goalkeeper, Frank Fielding, with this goal kick down the right-hand side. So John O'Shea's left foot shot deflected over the crossbar. Graben's shot lifted over the crossbar. Kone digging one out here, out into midfield. Pack heads it back up for Kone to head strongly out to Watmore, who's challenged by Bryan, but Watmore gets the ball up to Williams. Baker comes across, knocks the ball out off Williams into touch for a throw to Sunderland on the right, just inside the Bristol City half. Quickly taken by Jones, down to Williams, looking to get it forwards, but it falls into the path of Bryan. He gives it away to Gibson. Gibson gives it to Jones down the right, steps inside, finds Williams down the right, tackled by Bryan. Williams tries to win it back, but then they dig it out again, Bristol City. Patterson looking for the run of Taylor, and it bounces through to Jason Steele again. The wind blows wildly around the Stadium of Light. Steele from the edge of his D again manages, in the face of this strong wind, to get the ball up into the Bristol City half, with a whistle blown, I think, for a push.
Yeah.
By Watmore. It's a free kick to Bristol City. A couple of 0-0 draws this season for Bristol City. They drew 0-0 at home to Millwall. They drew 0-0 at Norwich. And they drew 0-0 at home to Burton. It's currently 0-0 at the Stadium of Light, a quarter of the way through the game. Fielding with the kick down the right hand side, straight out into touch for a throw to Sunderland on the left, which Oviedo will take. A remarkable win really by Bristol City in the week against Crystal Palace. They made 5 changes from the team that lost to Leeds last weekend and beat Palace 4-1. And already in the Cup they've won at Watford and they've beaten Stoke City. Now here's Pack and Patterson in the centre of the Sunderland half, but one back by Sunderland. Dong trying to dig it out in the centre circle, but lilac shirts everywhere. And here is Patterson again trying to bring it forward down the left, just lays it off on the left hand side, played back then to Baker in the end by Bryan, and Baker across to Flint. Aidan Flint, picked out from Alfreton Town by Swindon Town, and then signed in 2013 by Bristol City. Here's Graben on the left-hand side, playing it back to Oviedo, 0-0 still, as Williams plays it back to O'Shea, and now to Williams on this left-hand side, over the halfway line, finds Oviedo. Oviedo has got O'Dowda on his shoulder, he's trying to shake him off. O'Dowda just flicks the ball into touch. A throw to Sunderland, which Oviedo of course will take. Arsenal 0, Swansea 1. And there's Oviedo, some 20 yards from the corner flag on the left, looking for someone to pick out, and struggling at the moment, then picks out Ndong on the corner of the penalty area, but O'Dowda whips his left foot through the loose ball, and it comes back to Jason Steele, who passes it out to John O'Shea. O'Shea to Kone. Kone a longer ball forwards. Nathan Baker's got his eye on it, heads it out. Williams trying to get it, and does, ahead of Brownhill, and finds Watmore on the right side of the penalty area, and he's tripped on the edge of the box. A free kick to Sunderland just a yard outside the penalty area. No question.
Good opportunity here for McGeady with his left peg, left foot here. He's
just tying up his right bootlace, McGeady, as he jogs across to take the free kick on the right. Bristol City have pulled everybody back into the penalty area, bar one player who's just outside the D, Patterson.
Right foot here, whip it in.
Cause chaos inside the penalty box. McGeady then from the right hand side, the north end of the stadium, as Bristol City line up 6 players in a line along the penalty spot, and the ball whipped in by McGeady.
Oh, nobody there.
Through the 6-yard box and behind. What a glorious opportunity for someone to be
Great ball.
gambled on that.
Fantastic ball. bounced in that 6-yard box, nobody on the end of it.
It was begging for someone just to put their foot or head through it. 25 minutes then, Sunderland 0, Bristol City 0. There's Fielding then, away to our left to take the goal kick. Up next, it's an away game at Fulham on Tuesday night for Bristol City. And Sunderland face Bolton. O'Shea hooking the ball away, up over the halfway line, headed back by Flint to Bailey Wright though, who got in ahead of Grabban. He's looking for Patterson over on the left-hand side. Bryan's made a run forwards ahead of him, but Patterson's come back into the centre circle and swung it wide to the right to O'Dowda, who all he could do was flick it on. There was nobody really there for him to find. It was more an effort to keep the ball in play, and it eventually has worked its way back through Oviedo to Jason Steele. 0-0 into the 26th minute. So a reminder, we've got Burnley Newcastle on Monday night. Tomorrow afternoon we've got Newcastle Falcons, a sellout against Leicester from Kingston Park with Ian Smith tomorrow afternoon on DAB 14:58 AM. We're back with you on Tuesday night from here in the Championship against Bolton on BBC Newcastle as O'Dowda tries to make a dash through the centre, is pulled down, and Dong's going to get booked, I think. Had his hand on O'Dowda's shoulder and sort of forced him to the floor. Referee is wanting a chat with Ndong. Is he going to book him? I think he is. He is. So Ndong into Darren Bond's notebook. That in the 27th minute. Joe Bryan will take the free kick. Another Bristolian in the Bristol City team. Him and Bobby Reid. And players lined up at the edge of the penalty area. Bryan then clips this into the box, looking for Flint's header over the crossbar, but off a Sunderland defender for Bristol City's first corner of the game, down here on the right hand side. O'Dowda it will be, Callum O'Dowda.
This is where you're going to concentrate, Andrew, really. It's their first set piece.
So Bristol, their corner, their first from the right hand side. It's 0-0. There's a lot of movement inside the 6-yard box. It floats to the far post, it's headed down and in.
Scored it.
Bristol City have scored, and it's Reid. I think Bobby Reid, his 9th goal of the season, whipped right across to the far post. And he's not the biggest, he's 5'7", and he's managed to get on the end of that and head it in past.
I can't believe Steele gets blocked in again. It gets blocked in again. You know, they've done the homework, Bristol. Look, he can't get off his line. You've got to command your box. He's blocked in, he can't get out. You've got to be stronger than that, well, Jason Steele.
Especially when...
And then you've got the man at the far post.
Yeah, midfielder who's playing up front who scores the goal.
That's what I said, it's their first set piece, you've got to concentrate. You know, teams look at Sunderland and you can say, from set pieces, they're very, very weak. They do not command the box, from the goalkeeper right through to the back four. Such an easy goal. But again, I'm looking at the goalkeeper, he's being blocked.
Well, they don't seem to learn from their mistakes, Sunderland. I go back to the free kick at Brentford at the weekend. You know, a replica of the free kick at Preston from Harrop, and Steele caught there, and now, as you say, Benno, caught again when we know from experience, you know, teams squeeze him in.
Surely they've been working on that in the week, or the goalkeeping coach has been working on Steele not to get blocked in. You've got to be stronger, push him away, get in front. It's too easy to block him in. I'm not putting all the blame on him, but it's too easy. He could help himself.
Sunderland 0, Bristol City 1. Half an hour played. A throw down at the corner flag on the right to Brownhill. He's tackled and McGeady's fouled. It's a free kick to Sunderland, and it's Preston 0, Brentford 1.
Now you've got to show character now. You know, we say time and time again, a bright start, bright start, bright start. Bristol, that was their first set piece and the score.
it is really Groundhog Day watching Sunderland at the Stadium of Light this season. Time after time after time, we're watching them, as you say, start brightly, have the chances, they don't take them, and then the opposition score. Referee being booed as he towards Bristol City a free kick.
They haven't had to work hard to score a goal, by the way. They've made it very, very easy for the opposition to score against them at times.
Well, I just find it, the more galling that, as I say, Bobby Reid is not the biggest player on the pitch by any stretch of the imagination, and he got up to head the ball down past Steele at the post.
You know, if you're a coach or whatever, you work on things in training. You maybe you work on even, you know, Jason still getting players around him to make sure he can deal with the pressure, deal with players around him. Obviously it hasn't worked.
He's hooked the ball away, but it's not fully away, it's bouncing awkwardly at the edge of the penalty area. It's Fulham 0, Bolton Wanderers 1. Sami Amiobi with that goal for Bolton as the cross played into the Sunderland penalty area, bounces away to the right-hand touchline and out for a throw to Sunderland on the left-hand side. So yet again, Sunderland had to come from behind. Here's McGeady, and he's lost it to O'Dowda. The ball's rolled behind for a goal kick. I'm not quite sure why O'Dowda pulled back from chasing that, because I think he would have made it to the byline, but was he aware of something else? Anyway, he let it run away behind for a goal kick. The players across in the centre again for Steele's goal kick. We're into the 32nd minute. Sunderland 0, Bristol City 1. As the ball swept out wide, and it was just kept in by Patterson above Jones, and now Ndong trying to knock it through the centre circle, and a very strong clearance by Flint away into touch on the far side from the almost the centre spot.
I'll tell you what, Bristol have got something to hold on to now, aren't they?
Well, they have, and look at their record away from home. You know, 1-2, drawn 3, and lost just that one. Their opening away game of the season at Birmingham City. So they you know, they're experienced at this stage of the season in holding on to a lead or making sure they see a game out. As the ball thrown down the left-hand side, Crystal Palace 0, West Ham United 1. Hernandez for Palace as Taylor gives the ball away to Watmore. He drives it out, but straight to a Bristol City player. I think it's Pack, who plays it back now to Baker on the halfway line. Floats it down the left, looking for Matty Taylor. Kone gets above him, hooked away by Billy Jones. It's in the air for Pack to head it back on, down to Billy Jones, and out off the back of Bryan, in fact off the back of Patterson, for a throw to Sunderland on the right-hand side, some 15 yards short of the halfway line on the right-hand side. Sunderland 0, Bristol City 1. 12 minutes or so until half-time here at the Stadium of Light, live on BBC Newcastle. The ball headed clear by Bristol City. They're holding the line quite high, and now they're back in their own half, Bristol, with Patterson to Bryan, forwards down the left, then to Pack, back to Patterson, who's made the run forwards down the left wing, crosses it, comes off Gibson, and Kone will block it on the goal line but concede to throw on the far side. Wind again gusts up and around the stadium as Bristol City leading 1-0. This throw down to Reid on the goal line. He can't get past Gibson. He's trying to win it back off Darren Gibson, but Gibson clears down the right into touch for another throw to Bristol City. Their last win here, incidentally, was March 1992. I don't know, you may remember it, 3-1. Testing your powers of memory.
No.
There's an injury here, Bristol player. I think it's Baker's gone down, sitting inside the Bristol City half, Nathan Baker. So pause in play. Sunderland have to get their heads around coming from behind again. I think actually Bristol City might make the change here. Certainly the fourth official's been spoken to Martin Coy and...
See, that's the difference. You see the Sunderland players, and then you see the Bristol players. You know, their manager's got their players in virtually around him. He's passing that advice on to him. You know, surely Simon should say to their players, get yourselves in. Look, we're 1-0 down. Let's, you know, do this, do that, and whatever to trying to get back in this game. You've got to be brave. You've got to show some character. That's what you've got to do. You get a goal back, you can go on and win the game. You know, it seems as though they're just left on their own, just to sort of sort it out themselves. You know, it's a good opportunity to get them in. Have a couple of words with them.
The Italian Eros Pisano is coming on. He wears number 2, Benno. So now we have 2, 3, 4, 5 across the back.
And 6 has gone off.
6 has gone off.
Which was but Baker, wasn't it?
Baker was off. And Eros Pisano from Verona. He's actually a right back, so will there be a reshuffle in the back four?
Yeah.
He has gone to right back, and Bailey Wright has slipped into the centre as a centre half. As Bristol City bring this down at the corner of the penalty area, it's headed behind by by Gibson, sorry, and it's another corner to Bristol City. Same routine, one suspects. They scored from the first, this is their second. Bobby Reid retrieves the ball, rolls it down to O'Dowda, and the Bristol players drifting in towards the 6-yard box, now standing just outside it. And O'Dowda with this corner kick with
Don't get blocked in.
He's played it out towards the back of the penalty area. Pisano's trying to get on it with Williams. Williams trying to hold him off, and is doing so at the moment. Ball on the touchline has gone out, and it's a throw to Bristol City, who lead here 1-0 with some 8 minutes until half-time, live on BBC Newcastle. The throw will be taken by Joe Bryan. Is it going to be a long one into the penalty box, looking for Flint?
It's going to bounce.
And it took a little flick down from Flint, but into the hands of Jason Steele, who's kicked this upfield quickly, looking for Graben, but brought down by Pisano, played out to Pack, and into the path of Reid, but Gibson gets his foot to it, but then Patterson knocks it back up. Kone heads it away, Oviedo heads it on, and then again Pack heads it on, Gibson gets his chest to it. O'Dowda's trying to get it forward, off Gibson, no, back to O'Shea, and now Oviedo. He's pushed down by O'Dowda.
Is he going to book him?
And he should do for that. There was a blatant, just ran across and pushed Oviedo down off the ball. And a free kick taken with no further action taken against O'Dowda.
Inconsistency. Again, you know, he boots Ndong for 2 fouls.
Kone's big kick up towards the edge of the Bristol City penalty area, right headed it away. It's gone out for a throw to Sunderland on the right hand side. Throw will be taken by Graben, and then it's come down here for Jones trying to get it forwards. It's knocked out again for another throw to Sunderland on the right hand side. Sunderland trailing 1-0 to Bristol City here at the Stadium of Light, and the ball had to be kicked back from the centre circle to Jones by O'Shea. Jones takes the throw, finds Watmore. Watmore trying to get it past Wright, gets it out to Jones on the right. The cross blocked by Patterson. It's a throw to Sunderland again on the right hand side, some 12 yards up from the corner flag on the right. Bobby Reid's goal, the difference between the two sides at the moment. A back post header from O'Dowda corner. Short throw down to Williams. He hooks it back to the back of the penalty area. Oviedo heading it on. It'll be easily cleared by Pisano, and out it'll be allowed to roll into touch on the halfway line on the right hand side for a throw to Sunderland. 6-7 minutes till half time. Jones throw down the right, looking for Watmore's run, but across comes Wright, hooks it into touch again for another throw to Sunderland down the right. Jones again waiting for the ball to come down to him, and Jones will take the throw, and O'Shea's gone up into the centre circle for this. Jones going to look for the longer throw into the penalty area. O'Shea's looking to get on the end of it, but headed out by Wright to Gibson. Gibson trying to find Williams. Brownhill's on his shoulder. Williams down to the corner, and Brownhill knocks it out again for another throw to Sunderland, a yard or two up from the corner flag on the right-hand side. Still 1-0 to the visitors. Into Watmore on the edge of the penalty area on the right-hand side. Patterson's won it off him. He rolls it out down the right-hand side. It's played by Jones back to Gibson. Gibson now down to Williams on the right side of the penalty area. Ryan on his shoulder. Patterson trying to tackle him. Williams inside to Jones. Jones turning. It comes off Brownhill. It's a corner kick on the right-hand side.
See if we can block their goalkeeper in.
Yeah, just start to be a bit more canny around the penalty area. It's a scruffy goal. Corner kick from the right then. McGeady again to take this for Sunderland. And the ball swung in here, headed down by Reed and out as far as Gibson. It took a deflection, the goalkeeper's struggling, but he's got down and made a very good save. And Dong tries to put it back in. It looked like a handball. The Sunderland players are screaming at the referee, but he's not going to give the penalty. And Fielding has saved Bristol City the equaliser there, and now is put out into touch for a throw to Sunderland on the right, but a superb save by Fielding down to his right-hand side.
He's done well there to adjust deflection.
A very good save from Fielding. Down to his right. Now trying to get forward.
Need to get somebody in the box.
Hooray. He swings it across.
There's nobody in the box.
Everybody's
only one person deal with it.
And back it comes to O'Shea to deal with for Sunderland. Well, one of the big calls for a penalty as Ndong's shot clearly took a deflection, and Sunderland claiming it came off a hand. And now a block by O'Dowda, and he gets away from Oviedo, but he's tackled by O'Shea. It's put back into the penalty area by Reed. O'Dowda's trying to get on the end of it again as Kone clears it. Up it comes to the halfway line, and across here comes Flint, and he's trying to get the ball down the right, but then a foul on Ndong, and Flint bustles into Ndong. Referee sprints across. Ndong wanted to take a quick free kick. Referee blocked it. Shea's now talking to the referee.
He's having a nightmare, the referee. He wasn't very strong when we had him at Ipswich, to be fair.
Well, Shea's, I think, referring back to the penalty incident by the looks of things, with the way he was pointing.
It was handball.
You've just seen a replay, it was handball.
Yeah.
Preston 1, Brentford 1. And here's the free kick from John O'Shea up to the edge of the penalty area, headed away by Bristol as far as Gibson, who plays it across to Oviedo on the left-hand side. Now it's Ndong, and Ndong in the penalty area, trying to get through, squares it, it comes off a defender behind. He's headed it behind, he could have headed it into his own net, but he's headed it the right side from his perspective of the post. It was Flint, I think, and it's a corner to Sunderland. Queen's Park Rangers 1, Wolves 0. Flint it was. McGeady then from the left-hand side. It's into the 6-yard box, headed out by Bristol City. Hooked further up over the halfway line with an overhead kick. But it'll come back to Jason Steele. Drives it back up to the other end of the goalkeeper. 1-0 then with a minute or two until half-time. 1-0 to Bristol City. But a little flurry of activity which nearly saw Sunderland equalise, but Fielding's save was very, very good. Palace 0, West Ham 2. Ayew the second for West Ham. Reed at the edge of the Sunderland penalty area. Williams whips in to head it away from Patterson. Down to Jones. Jones driving it down the right, looking for another Watmore. Bryan goes across, lets it run out into touch, getting in front of Duncan Watmore. Approaching half-time then, Bobby Reed's goal, the difference between the two teams as they head into the break.
will Simon Grayson change anything at half-time? Do you think he should?
Big question. As Bristol City look for a second down the left of the Sunderland penalty area, Kone heads the ball away from Taylor into touch. We'll have 2 minutes, of which we've just played a couple of seconds now, added on at the end of this first half. Live on BBC Newcastle, Bristol City leading 1-0. And a throw from the left-hand side here for the Robins. Down into the corner, or tapped out by Billy Jones. Another throw to Bristol City. Joe Bryan again to take it. It's QPR 1, Wolves 1. Referee instructing Bryan to take a few steps further down towards the corner flag. Finds Matty Taylor with the throw at the edge of the area on the left, down into the corner. Billy Jones forcing him down there, and again Billy Jones puts his foot around the Bristol City player and knocks the ball out for another throw to the opposition. A minute of the minimum 2 minutes left. This throw may well be a longer one now from Bryan. Into the penalty area it goes, headed out by Kone, nodded down by Watmore. He lifts it up towards the halfway line. Right will play this back down the left of the penalty area. Reed is looking to get on the end of this. On his shoulder is Kone, and the ball bounces behind for a goal kick. 35 seconds of the first half left. If that. Steele placing the ball, and the players heading up towards the halfway line. The wind blows the ball off the 6-yard line a few inches. Steele runs out, replaces it, will now take the goal kick and drives it firmly up into the Bristol City half. Patterson heads it on, hooked back by Gibson, looking for McGeady, who got his head on it above Bassano. It drops here for Graben in the penalty area. Graben at the edge of the area, blocked though, and it comes out to Oviedo. Now McGeady on the left-hand side of the penalty area, into the penalty box, trying to dink it in. Fielding has
got to squeeze that penalty.
Another handball then. Billy Jones trying to dig it out. Graben scores! Graben equalises. A scrappy goal for the goal.
That's an old school scramble, but I thought we were going to finish it off. The game seemed to stop. I don't know if one of them were pulled or whatever, but the ball was there for somebody to put the foot through the ball, and it was Graben in the end who's got the final touch.
In the end it was Graben, but what a scramble before that. McGeady getting the ball in, Fielding made a save, it was half-hearted.
It was Williams who was in.
Down, Williams nearly got a touch to it, and in the end it was Graben who buried it, and it's
right on half-time.
At the break, on half-time, Lewis Graben has Graben won back. And at least the two teams now will be on a par when they start the second half, as the half-time whistle blown by Darren Bond. The ball played out down the right, looking for Watmore, drops over into touch for a throw to Bristol City in the lilac and light green. It's an unusual combination, but as I was saying earlier, worn in the light of the fact that they wore it and beat Liverpool, so superstitiously they stuck with this for their away strip. The ball played back down the left for Bristol. Bryan looking for Matty Taylor. I say away strip, they were in a clash of colours ordinarily as well between the two. And the ball back with Jason Steele away to our left, all in white. A reminder that the official crowd is 27,317. I'm still hard pressed to believe that's the actual crowd in here. The ball drops out into touch on the far side. A throw to Sunderland on the left. A good halfway inside the Bristol City half. Williams back to Oviedo. Inside here now, trying to find McGeady, but he had to stretch. Brownhill gets it back for Bristol City, but he passes it into touch for a throw again to Sunderland on the left-hand side. 1-1 here at the Stadium of Light. Back it comes again to John O'Shea. O'Shea trying to find Grabban, but Bailey Wright, the Australian, chests it down to his right-hand side. Pisano got it forwards. It's now inside the Sunderland half, and O'Shea heads it on. It drops again over Watmore, and away on this left-hand side comes Joe Bryan, threading it up now to Patterson, but he's lost out to Gibson. Gibson trying to get away on the right side of the penalty area, passing it out, looking for Watmore. Nice little dink by Watmore. He knocks the ball down the right. He's squeezed out. He looks for a free kick. He's not going to get it. It comes up on Dong for a throw to Bristol City. Simon Grayson's furious with the referee. And the ball here on the halfway line, hooked on by Brownhill. And
That's a foul. That's a foul.
Pulled down. Free kick to Sunderland. Foul by Taylor, and Steele will come out to take the free kick for Sunderland. Sunderland 1, Bristol City 1. Reminder, the clocks go back tonight. Steele comes out with the kick. Big kick upfield, looking for McGeady. Across has gone Pisano, and Pisano's won the battle between the two. McGeady wins it back, finds Williams behind him, and now into the middle to McGeady. He's trying to get away from Brownhill, but he's fouled. Free kick to Sunderland. Liverpool 1, Huddersfield 0. Sturridge for Liverpool. Gibson placing the ball for the free kick. Say just forwards of the centre circle, left of central midfield. Billy Jones peeled off, and then the ball's played back off O'Shea. Flag has come up, offside.
Poor free kick.
And a free kick to Bristol City, which the goalkeeper Frank Fielding will take. Arsenal 1, Swansea 1 in the Premier League. Frank Fielding, all in yellow, the Bristol City goalkeeper, the former Blackburn Rovers goalkeeper, Blackburn born Frank Fielding. 29 years old now. This is his 124th start for Bristol City. He drives it down the left. Watmore heads it away, looks to find Ndong, but beaten in the air by Patterson, who finds Bryan, and then Ndong wins a throw-in on the right-hand side for Sunderland, inside their own half. Billy Jones to take this, and Jones down the line looking for Grabban, headed away by Bryan. Then Jones heading it down to Ndong. Bobby Reid trying to win it on the halfway line, finds Brownhill behind him, up towards Kone, heads it down to Jones on the right-hand side, inside his own half still. 1-1, and Williams, so he's beaten to the ball. Comes to Patterson on the left-hand side. Patterson, there's Pack is on the floor, still hurt. And the whistle is blown by Darren Bond to pull play back. I think he's going to give Bristol City the free kick here. Left side of central midfield, halfway inside the Sunderland half. Billy Jones called across to the referee, and in fact it was on Bobby Reid, the foul. He leaps up now and hobbles away. Brownhill and O'Dowda over the free kick, and it's Brownhill who floats it up into the penalty area on the far side, and the ball finally knocked away by Grabban, but out to midfield for Bristol City, who drive it up to Bobby Reid, who takes it at the edge of the penalty area, and it's just tapped away, and
offside.
Pinball machine in the penalty area, and finally the offside flag comes up. Free kick to Sunderland.
It's
1-1 still. We are 6 minutes into the second half at the Stadium of Light, live on BBC Newcastle. Here's Billy Jones, takes the ball down into the centre, rolls it across here now to Oviedo, who plays it out to McGeady. McGeady on the left wing, taking on O'Dowda. McGeady trying to go past his fellow Irishman. and then taking it down into the corner, trying to come back with it, rolling it back here to Oviedo. Oviedo leaving it for McGeady again. McGeady's cross, looking for Graven, and it drops away behind for a goal kick. Crystal Palace 1, West Ham 2. Goal kick then for Bristol City. Full commentary tomorrow afternoon from Kingston Park of Newcastle Falcons, Leicester Tigers. It's Torquay 0, Hartlepool 1 in the conference. And full commentary Monday night from Turf Moor on BBC Newcastle, with Burnley Newcastle with Razor and Ando. Total Sport returns, of course, Monday evening at 5:30 in the build-up to that. And Fielding's turn this time from a goal kick to drive it straight out into touch. Throw into Sunderland on the left-hand side. Back inside their own half still, though. Down the line it goes from Oviedo, headed away by Pisano, up in the air from Gibson's head. Comes back down to Gibson, heads it in the air again, and Dong nods it back down to Gibson, who finds Billy Jones, and Billy Jones out to Watmore on the right-hand side. Touch allows Brian to come away with Reed now. Reed on the left-hand side, into the penalty area, swings it in, Steele catches it. And rushes out to the edge of his area and kicking it out down the right, looking for Watmore, but Pack gets above him, heads it on into Reed. Reed then gives it away to Williams. Williams on the halfway line on the right, looking for Watmore, but it would have been offside. It's intercepted, and Pack will play it upfield straight back to Jason Steele, who catches it. Burton Albion 1, Ipswich 0.
I've got to say that Watmore struggled to get into the game, hasn't he?
Yeah. There's that initial adrenaline pump gone from him, and
he's not getting nothing.
He's not winning anything at the minute. It's beaten in the air again then by Bailey Wright, and Dong heads it on. Flint will clear for Bristol City. And he'll bounce back past Oviedo, who nods it down on the left and hooks it back down the left-hand side out into touch for a throw to Bristol City.
You know, we haven't seen much of McGeady either, but Watmore's just struggled, and that's the problem he had when he was fit, wasn't he? When he started games, he didn't have that impact, whereas when he comes as a sub, he had an impact on the game.
Bristol City making another change, and they're bringing on Milan Djuric, the Bosnian striker, who's on his comeback from injury. They'll make that change.
Is Bobby Reed going off?
No, the player coming off is Taylor. So it's a straight swap up front.
But I think Sunderland need to up the tempo. You know, quicken things up.
Djuric returned on Tuesday night in the Carabao Cup against Palace and scored on his return, and now he takes his place up front. The former Parma Cesena striker. His hit record for Bosnia is very good, 7 goals in 14 games.
Yeah, they've changed it about a little bit. Bobby Reed's come out onto this left-hand side.
And he's dropped back into midfield, hasn't he? Yeah. And they've... in fact, was it Taylor or Patterson who came?
Patterson.
It was Patterson.
Taylor's gone up front.
Taylor's gone up front. So that's the little swap around. So Taylor up front with Djuric, and Reed dropping back into midfield. Arsenal 2, Swansea 1. O'Shea knocking the ball away. Ramsey the scorer for Arsenal. It's played up now towards Taylor down the right side of the Sunderland penalty area. Hooked clear by Sunderland, and then a free kick awarded for a foul on Williams on the left-hand side, inside the Sunderland half still. 55 minutes played. Sunderland 1, Bristol City 1. Live on BBC Newcastle. Gibson down to Oviedo, onto the head over Bristol City player.
Come on.
Breaks for Watmore, over the halfway line, down the right, and Dong's out wide. And he's played it behind, and Dong into touch.
He's not having the best of times, is he? His decision making's been poor.
He's frustrated.
He's struggled. You can see by the body language. Struggled to get into the game, hasn't he?
Yes.
I think he feels lost out here on the right-hand side. I think he'd rather play central.
Juric heads it on to Taylor. Kone's dispossessed him. Gibson to Ndong in the middle. Across to Oviedo on the left-hand side with McGeady. Oviedo taking it inside now, and Dong's made a run forwards. Oviedo checks and turns and plays it out to McGeady.
He's only got one in the box.
McGeady on the left edge of the penalty area, dribbling into the penalty area now, trying to come past the Italian Bassano, but knocked out by Bristol City. Gibson heads it down the left again. Oviedo down by the corner flag on the left-hand side, taking on the Italian, playing it back here again.
You want him in the box.
It's played by Graben into Gibson. Gibson's shot blocked by Pack at the edge of the penalty area. Comes out to Gibson, who nods it back down to John O'Shea in the centre circle. Now to Kone, longer ball, trying to work it down the right. And it'll bounce down to Joe Bryan, the left back, and out into touch. And they'll have a throw, Bristol City. Liverpool 2, Huddersfield 0. Firmino for Liverpool. Sunderland 1, Bristol City 1. Here, Williams trying to put some pressure on Flint as he clears. Up towards Juric, but it's dropped for O'Shea. O'Shea across to Oviedo now. Oviedo on the left-hand side. Into Gibson. Gibson to Oviedo again on the left. Back inside to Gibson. Back again to goalkeeper Jason Steele. And Steele will drive this upfield, looking for Graben. It's over everybody's heads. Back to Frank Fielding, the Bristol City goalkeeper. Sunderland 1, Bristol City 1. And Fielding just taking his time with this, waiting for everybody to drift upfield before driving it down the left into touch again. Another throw to Sunderland on the right, inside their own half.
I just think Sunderland need to grab hold of this game.
Longer ball played over the top, looking for Graben, headed away by Flint. Down the left-hand side, off of Ndong for a throw to Bristol City. Back it comes here to Wright. Right inside to Pack, back to Flint. Flint, longer ball, floats up, looking for Taylor's run, but Steele will catch that at the edge of his penalty area on the left-hand side. And just waits a moment at the edge of the area, then a kick upfield, a high one, drops down towards Graben, headed away by Bryan, up towards Juric, and he's wrestling with Kone. Juric putting the ball over the top. O'Shea heads it back just behind Steele, but he's got back and grabbed it with his right hand, and all is well. Sunderland 1, Bristol City 1, live on BBC Newcastle. Robbie Stockdale comes out onto the shoulder of Simon Grayson. Chesterfield 1, Carlisle United 1. Bryan heads the ball into touch. It's the throw to Sunderland on the right, halfway inside the Bristol City half. As Billy Jones comes forwards to take quickly, looking for Watmore's run, but tapped away and hooked away by Bobby Reid, out into touch again.
I just think he needs to freshen things up. You know, Duncan struggled to get into the game for me.
And McManaman's on the bench.
Bring McManaman on. You know, you've got Vaughan as well. You know, go 4-4-2. Go and try to win the game.
It's tapped away by Bobby Reid. Now Bryan, Wright, and Wright gets a back heel to Reid on the left-hand side, down the line to Taylor. And on the halfway line, he's given it away to Oviedo. Through the middle, looking for the run of Graben. Perhaps a slightly overhit pass, but Graben's run onto the end of it. Over on the far side, it back inside the penalty area to Oviedo. Now Graben again at the back of the box. McGeady, but it was blocked. It comes away off him, up to the centre circle, where O'Shea tried to knock it forwards again, but away by Bristol City, who get an advantage. Taylor, and he plays it inside now, and played into Reid. Reid outside the penalty area in central midfield. He plays it across on the right now to Bassano, and Bassano back inside to Pack. Poor ball straight to Oviedo. Oviedo for Sunderland. Oviedo now bringing this up towards the halfway line, and he plays it now to McGeady. McGeady turns away from Brownhill. McGeady into the centre to Williams. Williams out wide to Watmore. Watmore now down the right side of the Bristol City penalty area. Onto his left, taps it back to Jones. Jones is crossing towards Graben, trying to dig it out. Cleared by Bristol City. Throw to Sunderland on the right-hand side. 10 yards from the corner flag on the right. Billy Jones with this throw for Sunderland, finds Williams. Williams down into the corner with the ball. Bobby Reid's gone with him. Reid's won it back off Williams. Cleared by Bristol City down the left-hand side. Only to Ndong. Ndong holding off Juric to Williams. Back to Ndong at the edge of the area. Back again to Gibson. Gibson squares the ball to his left to Oviedo. Oviedo through to McGeady. McGeady now with Pisano trying to push him out. McGeady trying to turn him. Pushing it down the left touchline, and across comes O'Dowda and thumps the ball into the east stand. Throw to Sunderland. 62 minutes played. Sunderland 1, Bristol City 1. Live on BBC Newcastle. Oviedo with the throw. Gibson, McGeady and Williams, but it's go to Gibson, back to Oviedo, tackled, the ball comes up to Juric on the right. He's trying to hold off O'Shea, he gets the ball in the middle to Brownhill, who lifts it up over the top, back to Jason Steele. 1-1. The wind gets up again here, and Steele drives it down the right. Another change from Bristol City. Going to bring on Corey Smith. Imminently. Be all three changes affected by Lee Johnson. Juric heads it down to Gibson. Flint will have to clear. Graben's on his shoulder. He drives it at Williams and looks for a handball. Doesn't get it. Comes back for Kone to deal with. And Kone passes it back to Steele. Steele drives it upfield. If it comes here to Williams, hooks it back over his head to Brian though. Brian forwards now to Reid, trying to get away from Jones, who brings him down. And a yellow card for Billy Jones. West Brom 1, Manchester City 3. Sterling with that for Manchester City. Burton Albion 1, Ipswich 1. Martin Waghorn with the goal for Ipswich Town.
I would bring some fresh legs on myself. Bring on Vaughan or a McGeady, just to give it a little bit of a lift.
I think Taylor is now coming off, isn't he? As Corey Smith comes on. That was Taylor, wasn't it?
I think so.
Confirm that in a moment, but free kick which will be taken by Brownhill, floats up into the penalty area, headed down and along the back of the 18-yard line, and Dong trying to dig it out, gets it away from O'Dowda, and Watmore plays it upfield to clear for Sunderland. It will come back at them here. A nod down by Flint to Corey Smith into the penalty area now on the right-hand side into Brownhill in the box. Out it comes again though. Pisano trying to get on the end of it. His cross will go into the hands and chest of Jason Steele with Flint on his shoulder. So Sunderland yet to make a change. Bristol City have made 3 changes. And it's Sunderland 1, Bristol City 1. Steele's kick upfield as Watmore looking to get on the end of it. Bryan's on his shoulder. Joe Bryan takes it across to the touchline, and the ball out off the Bristol City man for a throw to Sunderland, quickly taken by Billy Jones. It comes off O'Dowda, gets up to Juric, and finally back into the Sunderland half. It bounces out into touch for a throw on the right, and Sunderland going to make a change here. I think it might be McManaman who's about to come on. And Preston 1, Brentford 2. And it's Romain Sawyers, the St Kitts and Nevis international, who scored that goal. Jones back to O'Shea, hooks it up towards Watmore. Watmore has given it away to Bobby Reid. Reid now to Pack, back again to Flint, on to Pack, the edge of the centre circle, and turns it down the right. Good challenge by Oviedo, takes it to the path of McGeady. He's opening up a little bit for him here. He's threading it through, but he's played it behind Graben, and it runs away from Graben into touch, and McManaman is going to come on now for Sunderland.
You come off Duncan Watmore, I would imagine. I think he knows as well. Oh, he's coming off for Williams.
It's Williams.
Now they're going to go 4-4-2.
So a quarter of the game left. It's 1-1, and
yeah. I just looked at the body language of Watmore. He wasn't happy playing wide right. He wants to play up down the middle, isn't he?
He's got his chance now. Watmore in the middle with Graben, McManaman on the right. Throw for Bristol City. Drops here for Jones. Jones to Ndong. Ndong to Graben. Out to McManaman on the right. McManaman tackle. Reed concedes the throw. We're halfway inside the Bristol City half. 1-1 with a quarter of the game to go. Torquay 0, Hartlepool 2. Now with McManaman again on the right, tackled, and away comes Bryan with the ball for Bristol City, and he goes over the halfway line and he pushes it through. He's trying to run onto it, but Kone has got to it before him, plays it back to Steele, who drives us over the halfway line, and trying to pounce as Watmore, but it's headed down to Wright, who hooks it away to O'Dowda, and O'Dowda swinging it upfield, and O'Shea will deal with this with Juric on his shoulder. He plays it back to Jason Steele. Sunderland 1, Bristol City 1. In a swirling cold afternoon in the wind, and Steele plays it down the right again. O'Dowda heads it away. Kone on the end of this, out on the right hand side. O'Dowda comes to block it, and he did. The ball just bounces in the end back to Jason Steele. Steele's kick down the right, looking for McManaman, headed away by Wright, out into touch for a throw to Sunderland. Halfway inside the Bristol City half almost. Throw will be taken by Billy Jones. And Dong's there, McManaman's made a dash, and in the end it's to Graben. Graben on the right, plays it back onto the halfway line to John O'Shea, who pushes it through looking for McGeady, but Bissano got in front of him, and it comes back up towards Corey Smith, who finds Juric, and now Pack, and he plays it out again to Smith on this left-hand side. Corey Smith swings the ball into the penalty area, headed out by Oviedo, and this was Reed, but Gibson gets on the end of it. Reed was looking for a handball by Gibson.
Needs help.
He's the only one. Graben's taking this out through the middle, out to the right towards McManaman, beaten to it though by Bryan, who got caught by McManaman, and is awarded a free kick. Well, can Sunderland eke out a winner in the last 20 minutes of the game?
Well, you've got Vaughan on the bench. He'll bring you something different, money. I just think the game's there to be won.
Here's the free kick, quickly taken by Bristol City, short, and then swept into the penalty area by Bryan, hooked back by Bissano. Kone hooks it out. Watmore's got his eye on it, but Pack got his head to it, and it's come back here to Ndong, who sweeps it down the right wing. Watmore chases it, but Bryan just flicks it in the air, heads it on then to Reed, out to Pack, back to Bryan, looking for O'Dowda, and Jones heads it to him. And now O'Dowda gets past Jones, gets the advantage into the penalty area, left foot, and lifts it over the crossbar off the palms of Jason Steele, or at the very least the fingertips, over the bar for a corner to Bristol City.
What is Billy Jones doing?
Norwich 1, Derby 1. Corner then to Bristol City on the left-hand side. 1-1, and the corner from the left-hand side, swept in by Bryan, punched out by Steele. Back in it comes from the edge of the area, but up it goes behind, eventually for a corner again to Bristol City. Again out on the left-hand side.
Got to command your box here, Steely. That's what you've got to do. Make it yours.
Brownhill will take the corner kick on the left, drives it in. Steele comes out and does get the ball out with his fist, but straight to a Bristol City player, and out to the left here now to Brownhill, who digs it out, drives it back in, headed out by Gibson. A possible break for McGeady here into the centre circle, but across
great tackle.
Pack. Very, very good tackle by Pack. gets into Brownhill on the left-hand side. Brownhill swinging it out towards the right now, headed on into the penalty area to Reed, and continuing his line into the box is Flint. Wide, and he should have done.
He should have scored. Tell him the wide open
there. It was a glorious opportunity for him. Teed up for him, nobody around him, and he drove it wide.
I'm just waiting for the net to bulge there.
It was then as well. I honestly thought that was heading in. And that's a warning sign, really, to Sunderland to get a grip. Sunderland 1, Bristol City 1. Headed away by Wright to Jones. Looks for McGeady. McGeady is tackled in the end, and Gibson has to get back, but Juric rides the tackle and gets the ball back. And now it's played out on the left-hand side here again to O'Dowda, and Bristol City have got their tails up at the minute. Here's O'Dowda's cross, and no man's still, and Bristol City retain the lead, and Juric it is who's headed it down past an indecisive Jason Steele to restore Bristol City's lead.
Poor. That's all I can say.
O'Dowda's cross. O'Steele was left in a little bit of no man's land, unsure what to do, and Juric came in to head in at the far post.
He's overpowered John O'Shea at the far post, but again, too easy. We lose the ball in the middle of the park. Gibson, we haven't got the legs to get back. It goes out wide. He puts the ball in O'Dowd, and he's overpowered with John O'Shea at the far post. How many, we talk about conceding headed goals. How many have we conceded? I know you said the other day we've conceded 3, apparently.
From corners,
but I think we've conceded more this season from headed goals, by the way.
Well, Bristol City are back in front. There is 17 minutes left to play, and again, it was all a bit too easy for Bristol City there. As I was saying, their tails were up. Sunderland were needing to get a grip, and in fact it's Bristol City who's taken advantage of that flurry, that purple patch, and they lead 2-1.
What do you say? Where do you go? What do you do? You tell me.
It leaves the club in a difficult position, I think. I mean, a lot more depend on Tuesday night's game against Bolton Wanderers. Liverpool 3, Huddersfield 0. Ronaldo with a third. Sunderland 1, Bristol City 2. Live on BBC Newcastle. There's Jones. Longer ball up, looking for Watmore. Watmore now trying to get past Bailey Wright, who blocks him, so Watmore wins the free kick. On the right-hand side, if he can get back in the game quickly. They need something, if they can, from this free kick. It's on the right, it's Aidan McGeady, of course, who will take the free kick for Sunderland. We trail 2-1. The spray applied to the one-man wall just outside the penalty area, O'Dowda. And McGeady ready to drive this into the line of players lined up along the 18-yard line, and in it comes. It's not a great free kick, easily cleared by Bristol City, out to Gibson.
That's terrible.
And again a ball played forward at,
that was a tired pass. He looks tired out there, Gibson.
Graben's here taking the throw on the right hand side. Graben to Billy Jones.
We're all over the place.
Jones to Ndong. It doesn't look as though Sunderland have got a grip of anything at the minute.
We're all over the place.
But they just lost their way.
What is Graben taking the throw in for? Why don't Billy Jones take it?
And now it's a throw to Bristol City.
You're looking at them, there's 1 or 2 of them who looks, shall we say, shattered.
Up goes Juric, the goal scorer.
Treading water. We're treading water here.
O'Dowda went to break down the left. I think he thought he was offside. He checked, he wasn't, and it's a throw to Sunderland. Kone back to Jason Steele. Out again on the right hand side to Kone. Kone now, longer ball forwards. Graben's looking for it, headed away though by Bailey Wright in the centre circle. O'Shea nods it down to Oviedo. Oviedo forwards to Watmore. Watmore out to the left-hand side here now to McGeady. McGeady forwards to Watmore again. Watmore down the left-hand side into the penalty area, or trying to. Looks from Dong, tap back out to Oviedo. Turns and shoots, and it's a low shot that dribbles wide of the right post. Preston 2, Brentford 2. Sunderland 1, Bristol City 2. Berwick 1, Cowden
coming on, is he?
Paddy McNair is coming on.
Gibson
and
he's out on his feet. He's out on his feet.
Yeah. And it's Chesterfield 1, Carlisle 2. So the long-awaited return of McNair, almost a year out with injury, and Vaughan will come on as well in a bid to get something, salvage something from the match. Both of them out now, ready to come on for Sunderland. It's Sunderland 1, Bristol City 2. Here's Grabban in the centre circle to Gibson.
He's getting deeper and deeper, and he Grabban.
Yeah, right out in central midfield. And now McManaman back to Jones. Jones back to Gibson. Gibson back on the halfway line to O'Shea. McManaman's wildly offside if anything's played forwards down the right. It comes down the left here. And Watmore now gets the ball back on that left-hand side, taking it into the centre. McManaman's calling for it, and in the end it's played to Jones, and Jones now out wide to the right to McManaman, and he's going to come past 2 defenders and wins a corner. Sunderland's 5th of the game. And here comes the substitutions. Reading 0, Middlesbrough 2. Watmore's coming on, Vaughan's coming on. Sonbalonga scored at second for Middlesbrough.
The other one's got to be Gibson.
And Vaughan on then, and it is indeed Gibson, who's replaced by McNair.
I would have took Duncan Watmore earlier and put Vaughan on.
Here's the corner from Oviedo, hangs high in the air at the far post, drops and bounces away behind for the goal kick. So, with 12 minutes left, it's Sunderland 1, Bristol City 2. A goal kick to Bristol City, and it's Preston North End 2, Brentford 3. Ollie Watkins, the third for Brentford. Another end-to-end game by the sounds of it for Brentford. There's the ball driven up to O'Shea to head forwards, but it's back again down the left from Bristol City. Out into touch, throw to Sunderland. Jones with the throw down the right-hand side, looking for Vaughan, who's been wrestled by Bryan. No foul, free kick wasn't given, but a throw is. Jones with this down the right-hand side, looking for Vaughan, who again was manhandled by Bryan, or by Wright this time, and this time the free kick was awarded. And Dong chases back to get the ball. Runs back inside, and McGeady comes across to take the free kick. It's got to be a better free kick than the last one from this position. And Dong places the ball at the feet of McGeady, and this home win still remains elusive. McGeady swings the ball in again, it's in the air, the keeper comes out for it, and he lost it but grabbed it at the second attempt. As Sunderland tried to exert pressure on the keeper around the penalty spot, between the penalty spot and 6-yard line. Still 2-1 then to Bristol City with 10 minutes left. Fielding pushes the ball out into midfield and drives it down the left-hand side, out again into touch from Fielding. It's happened on a number of occasions now from the Bristol City keeper. Throw down the right, headed on by, or inside by Bryan, hooked on by O'Dowda, cleared by O'Shea, and it comes down the Bristol City left, and Dong trying to get it forwards, but he heads it into touch between the two managers, or I should say head coach in Lee Johnson's case. Throw then to Bristol City, which will be taken by Joe Bryan, the 24-year-old Bristolian left back. Here he is again, knocking it forwards down the left. Jones heads it away. It comes down for Smith forwards towards Juric, and then O'Shea steers it back to Jason Steele to kick upfield. Vaughan with an eye on it, headed away by Flint, and it's now at the edge of the centre circle, laid back off to Bailey Wright, and Wright out to the left to Bryan. And Joe Bryan again closed down by McManaman, turns the ball down the touchline. Billy Jones got to be cute here because O'Dowda's on his shoulder, plays it back to Steele to clear, straight to Pack, who heads it forwards, and Dong heads it on to Grabban, who's trying to lift it forwards for Vaughan to run onto, but headed back to the goalkeeper, and back with Frank Fielding. 2-1 to Bristol City, 9 minutes left. Good kick upfield from Fielding. Jones will deal with this, and surely a handball off Juric, but the referee doesn't give anything. And dug out by Kone, and Dong trying to get forwards with this now. He's pulled back by Reid. Reid will be booked for that by Darren Bond. That coming in the 81st minute. And the free kick is had to be taken again. Kone leaves it for Jason Steele to come almost right up to the centre circle to take this, and the referee taps it back. Queen's Park Rangers 2, Wolves 1. Now the kick from Steele. Norwich 1, Derby 2. The kick from Steele is headed away from the edge of the penalty area, back into O'Shea on the halfway line, and now Oviedo driving it down the left, headed down by Grabban, looking for Kone, who's right up there, but it comes back up the other end to Jason Steele. Steele again on his right foot now, driving this one forwards, looking for Vaughan, but over him and down to Bryan, out to O'Dowda on the left, inside to Bryan again, and now away goes Reid. An advantage played for a foul by McManaman.
4 against 2.
Reid now they're
4 against 2.
queuing on Bristol City. Reid still got it. Reid drives it straight at the goalkeeper. Straight at Steele.
Gotta be happy he made that decision.
Yeah. And Steele with the kick. 7 minutes left. Sunderland 1, Bristol City 2.
We're running on empty, aren't we?
Straight to... Well, McNair headed it down now. McGeady looking for Vaughan in the D, but headed away by Bristol City again. On the left, O'Dowda's longer ball, and it bounces back through here to Jason Steele. And passes it out to Ndong. Ndong turns away from Reid. Kone to O'Shea, and O'Shea out wide left to Oviedo. Oviedo lifts one up towards Vaughan at the edge of the area, but away by Bryan. Inside then to Pack, looking for Juric, who heads it straight down to Oviedo on the halfway line, and Oviedo back to Steele. And 3 Bristol City players around him. Bristol City then leading 2-1 with just over 5 minutes left, and Bryan heads the ball away again, or Wright heads the ball away up towards Ndong, and Ndong heads to Reid. Reid in the middle here to Smith.
They're all over the place.
Smith now, there's a call for the ball to be played through into the penalty area, but it's whipped up at the feet of Brownhill by Steele, and rolled out here now on the left to Billy Jones. Jones takes it up to the halfway line. McNair plays it back to Oviedo. Oviedo then on the halfway line plays it to McGeady. McGeady taking it through the middle, and he thought it was fouled. The referee agrees and gives Sunderland a free kick.
We're so much one pace, especially in the middle of the park. It's unbelievable.
The wind gets up again, and a yellow card shown by the referee to Pack, I think it was, for that foul. And the free kick quickly taken short by Ndong to Oviedo, out to McGeady on the left, and Oviedo peels away from him. McGeady's cross comes off the back of Smith, and it'll be cleared by Bristol City. McGeady has to recover it and play it to Ndong to lift it up for Kone to try and head over the keeper, but Fielding jumps up and leaps to grab the ball off the head of Kone. Kone playing as an unorthodox striker. And it's Sunderland 1, Bristol City 2 still. into the final 5 minutes. Fielding with the kick. Burton Albion 1, Ipswich 2. Jones heads the ball away down the right. McManaman keeps it in, but it falls into the path of Pack, driven away by Billy Jones. Throw to Bristol City on the left-hand side. Time is ebbing away for Sunderland here. A game that you said at the start, Benno, Sunderland had to win.
And what's your thoughts now?
Well, they're losing.
Yes.
Out to O'Dowda on the left-hand side, taking on Billy Jones to the 80th.
Again, you've got to deal with
pull it back.
It's too easy.
Cleared, but only as far here on the left of Corey Smith, and he will put it back in again on the far side of the penalty area. Headed into the box and down to Juric, who lays it off to Brownhill, who drives it over the bar.
It's too easy to get the ball in, isn't it?
Chesterfield 2, Carlisle 2. It is easy for Bristol City at the moment. They are playing at a bit of a canter, a bit of freedom. They're leading 2-1 Bristol City. 3 minutes to play, looking at their third away win of the season, Bristol City. Ball played up here for Flint to head away.
They've picked up every single second ball.
Corey Smith
they haven't won the first
looking
one.
for the run of O'Dowda.
He's giving him a right roasting.
He's
Jones
peeled away off Jones. He's taking
giving
him
a
on
right
now
roasting.
on the left of the penalty area. Jones concedes the corner. As that wind suddenly raised, whips the paper bags around the stadium. Across comes O'Dowda to take this corner for Bristol City on the left-hand side with just a couple of minutes left to play, and Bristol City leading 2-1. In fact, Brownhill will take the corner on this left-hand side, and in it's whipped, and O'Shea headed it out. Pack heads it back down, and Kone will bring this out. And Kone now, he's got McGeady out on the left-hand side. Kone up to the halfway line, looking for McGeady. He's found McGeady. Kone carries on down that left, inside to Graben. Graben now looking for McManaman on the right-hand side. McManaman on the right wing. He will take this on and wins a corner off O'Dowda. It came off the corner flag actually. The ball span off the flag behind for the corner kick. And down quickly to take it goes Graben. Places it short to Oviedo. Back here to Graben at the edge of the area. And now looks to get it into Oviedo again, and he swings it across the 6-yard box. It's headed away by Bristol City. It drops on the left and is finally just knocked into touch off of Vaughan for a throw to Bristol City. Just wouldn't fall for Sunderland. They got a scruffy goal at the end of the first half. They haven't managed a scruffy goal at the end of the second half. Martin Coy's out with the board. How much time will we see added on here? We've only got 30 seconds of the 90 left, and it's a free kick for a foul on Reed for Bristol City on the halfway line.
Do you think Sunderland deserve to win the game?
No. Do they deserve a point? Have they done enough in the game to deserve a point? They're trailing 2-1.
Is this another tiny step?
Not a defeat. A tiny step back. Free kick taken on the halfway line, down towards Juric, the edge of the penalty area. And now with Corey Smith, lays it back off to Pack, looking for O'Dowda on the left, who's come into his own a little bit in the second half. He's won a throw on the left. And
He's coming to his own because he's come on this left-hand side and playing against Billy Jones. He looks at times, Billy Jones seems as though he's got weights in his boots.
West Bromwich Albion 2, Manchester City 3. So O'Dowda with his throw down the left at the corner flag, held there by Corey Smith, and still held there before it's knocked out for a throw again to Bristol City, down by the corner flag.
Where do you go from here? You know, we've got a game Tuesday. He's got to pick them players up. He's got to pick a team, which we keep saying week in, week out, to win the game.
And
You've
Bolton
got to win.
Are winning at Fulham this afternoon, and the ball's gone out for another throw to Bristol City on the left-hand side. And the point I made to you before the game is if they lose to Bristol City, how much pressure does that pile on Sunderland for that game against Bolton Wanderers? As it's held down in the corner again by Bristol City. A minute played of the minimum 4 being added on, and another throw to Bristol City down in the corner, and they'll be happy with this all day if it sees the game out. A team that knows how to see the game out. Dowda with the throw for the Robins, who lead 2-1 here at the Stadium of Light, live on BBC Newcastle. Dowda still waiting to take the throw, throws it straight at Graben, who clears it, but it'll be won back by Joe Bryan, who lifts it back up into the Sunderland penalty area, where it bounces into the hands of Jason Steele, who rolls it out quickly here, and taking it on is McNair, up towards the halfway line, swings a ball through the middle looking for Vaughan, but it's dropped down to be cleared by Bryan. Now up goes Vaughan again, but he appeared to catch, and now he dives over Pack, who's going to get himself up off the floor, as Bristol City with Brownhill trying to get the ball up to Juric, but headed back to Steele by John O'Shea. Rolled out here now after 2 minutes of the minimum 4 to Ndong, who's swept it upfield. Nkone's still up there, he's trying to go past the right back, Pisano, who's barely been involved in the game in the second half. We barely had to mention his name. There's been so little for him to do on that far side. And Bristol City leading 2-1. Steele trying to drive the ball upfield. Up goes, well, Pack thought about going up, but in the end it's headed on by Vaughan. Then Pack heads it back to Vaughan, and Vaughan trying to find Kone, and the ball cleared by Bristol City at the edge of their penalty area up to Juric, who heads it down to Corey Smith. And Smith now taking this on inside the Sunderland half, rolling it through for Dowda in the penalty area, and he's played it across Steele and away wide of the right hand post for a goal kick to Sunderland.
Desperate measures in it. We are desperate at the present moment.
All over the place really in the last 20 minutes. It was the same at Brentford, they just seem to lose their way. Ball played upfield, up goes Vaughan trying to head it on, cleared though by Bristol City, drops for O'Shea. O'Shea back again to Jason Steele. We've got 45 seconds left. McNair, or Oviedo, looking for the run of Vaughan or Jones. McNair cleared by Bristol City, and Brownhill, he's lifted it up into the Sunderland half. It's only Ndong really with Juric, and Ndong will get there easily first. Plays the ball to O'Shea. 20 seconds of the game left. Sunderland 1, Bristol City 2. Over the halfway line goes Oviedo, pushing it out the box.
You've got to get in the box. We've got to get it in the box.
Get the ball back is McGeady, but he can't. Pisano got it forward.
Got to get it in the box.
Now with McGeady. McGeady in the middle of the Bristol City half. McGeady lays it off to Billy Jones. Billy Jones shot, saved by the keeper, punched out to O'Dowda, and that is it. More boos at the Stadium of Light. Another defeat for Sunderland at the Stadium